All right, welcome back to Lions franchise here on Madden 24. We're taking on the Bears this week. They're 8-7 and we're 9-6, so really a must-win game here once again. Uh, we're into the playoff picture. Right now we're the 6th team and the Bears are the 7. Packers all the way up at number 2. If somehow we can have them lose a game and we can win, maybe we pass them in the division, but not sure that that's going to happen. But we definitely got to beat the Bears this week. Beat the Vikings last week, 40-20, and don't have any scenarios any kind this week. So we're not going to do blitz counter. We're going to do throw it deep, and we'll get into the practice drill here for Gabriel Barkley. If we win this game, we're more than likely into the playoffs, even if we lose in the last week of the season. I think we play Buffalo the last week of the season, if that's correct. Hopefully we can get gold in our practice drill here. Already up to bronze. Several catches here by Amon-Ra St. Brown. There's one from Gabe Davis. We got the multiplier up to +8. That one's picked off, so multiplier resets. I don't know that we're still going to be able to get gold here. Hopefully we can, but might be pretty difficult. Especially with that play just taking way too long. We got silver. I mean, I'll take it. A little bit of extra XP. Would have liked to have had gold, but not able to get it, so. Like I said before, I'm not going to be doing these practice drills over and over till we get gold anymore, so. It's been that way for a while now. But I do, after we upgrade the players here, just Nick Mullins with an upgrade. I think I want to go speed rusher. +2 finesse moves. He's got an ability slot. He's got recuperation and reach elite. Defenders with this ability can reach out of engaged blocks to tackle or sack nearby ball. You know what? That sounds alright enough. Mike Hoover, our backup safety, has an upgrade. And I want to make sure here before we start this game that our kick returner is Jamar Sims. He did well enough in the game last week where Ballard was injured. And I think I actually want to try to get Sims on the field here. I think we're going to make him higher in the depth chart here so that he gets on the field. And let's see what he can do. he might be able to do all right enough. So played well as a kick returner. So see how well he does at receiver. And I think our game earlier this year against the Bears was one of the ones I lost the footage of, but pretty sure that was a very high scoring game, and both teams just went up and down the field, and then we lost close at the end. But Justin Fields, quarterback. He can be hard to stop, especially with his scrambling ability. Looks like we're actually going to get the ball first here. So hopefully we can come right down the field and get the ball into the end zone. Sims on the return here. He's going to have a chance to return it. He's going to get it up to the 23, which isn't too bad. Didn't really look like there was much there, so he made the most of it. Gabriel Barkley on the season, 37 touchdowns, 24 picks. Whole lot of yards. Gonna come out and throw it short to Gibbs for about 1 yard. We're actually gonna go no huddle here, as I so often like to do. Gonna hand it off to Gibbs, but he loses 3. Third and 12 now. Gonna throw it deep down the field to Gabe Davis. He makes the catch, and he's beat everybody, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Gabe Davis. He's really our big play guy. He's had several of those on this season. And that's 3 plays, 77 yards. We strike quickly and really take the momentum here, so Justin Fields going to come out, I think. And he is. 17 touchdowns to 10 picks. And we'll take a look at their team here. They've got Justin Fields at quarterback. Running back is actually Dalvin Cook. If I remember correctly, he shredded us in the last game. Sheldon Ridley is the backup. Fullback Tony Warner. Wide receivers DJ Moore. And then they have Jamison Williams, who we actually traded to the Bears. They have Darnell Mooney, Isaiah Hodgins, Cole Kmet, Brevin Jordan is the backup tight end. Left tackle Braxton Jones, Tevin Jenkins. They have Emilio Sanchez at center. Nate Davis, Darnell Wright. Pretty decent offensive line, not the best, but could be a lot worse. Jermaine Johnson, Jerry Tillery. Devin Price, the rookie at right end. Then Keon White. Corey Joyner, defensive tackle, and Gervin Dexter as well. They've got Frankie Louvu, then Tremaine Edmonds, who's really good. TJ Edwards. Corner, Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, Desmond King. And then they've got Max Forsett at free safety and Jaquan Brisker at strong safety. So defense maybe could be a little better, but they're pretty solid. Jake Elliott is their kicker. Michael Dixon at punter. So probably a little bit better of a Bears team than what they've got right now. And Justin Fields going to take it on the read option. Going to pick up about 15. We were not ready for that at all. It's kind of where he got us in the last game, I'm pretty sure. They're going to hand it off to Dalvin Cook. And he's going to get about 6. I'm going to go play action here and get it out short for really about a yard, but probably more like 2. Got Mullins and Campbell blitzing now. They're going to get it out and have another completion to Cole Kmet. They're going to hand it off. We were ready for it that time. We can stop the run today and force Justin Fields to throw and just contain him enough, that would be good. But he's going to get a completion and totally miss on the tackle. Jamison Williams with the touchdown. So we're already going back and forth here. Seven to 7. Pretty quick drive from the Bears. Kamar Sims going to take the return here. He's going to get out to the 20. And Gabriel Barkley here going to get picked off immediately. That's nearly a pick 6. Down to the 2. Should have just let him in. Saved the effort. Sure, they're probably going to get in here. Actually going to get sacked on that play. Verdon, who's playing a lot more here since we've moved him to our top defensive tackle. Maybe we're going to stop him here. Maybe we're going to force a field goal. Would be nice. Would be nice to hold him to 3 here. Justin Fields with the pitch, and he's going to get in. Dalvin Cook with the touchdown. See? Should have just let him in on the pick. Let him in for the pick 6. Would have saved the time. Well, it's not what we wanted, but we're going to get the ball back again here. Jamar Sims with his 3rd return already. Going to get out to the 28. If he'd have had some space there, he probably could have picked up even more. Knocked down that time. Just had to get the ball away quickly there. They ran a very similar play earlier to this one, except we had Gabe Davis in that spot where we had Jamar Sims, but that's incomplete. And now it's 3rd and 10. So really just want to pick up the first down here. Gonna try to get it out to Jahmyr Gibbs, overthrown. And I think we're gonna have to punt. We're gonna get it at the 32. Justin Fields is gonna come back on the field. We get 2 yards with Dalvin Cook. Nick Mullins on the tackle. We're going to have an incompletion there from Fields' first incompletion of the game, and we're going to blitz here on 3rd and 8. Try to force some pressure. We're going to get it underneath, but that's a diving attempt and incomplete. We're going to get the ball back. Definitely the right decision to punt there. 4th and 10. There's no reason to go for it this early. Jamar Sims, not quite as good of a punt returner as he is a kick returner. We're trying to get it underneath there and breaking a tackle, but then getting sacked. This drive is not starting well. Tried to get that one out. Starting 2 for 7 here passing. I probably would have ran it on 2nd down if we hadn't gotten sacked. That one's somehow caught by Gabe Davis. I don't know how he caught that pass. Lots of traffic there. And somehow is able to bring it in. We're going to set up a screen here for Gibbs, and he's going to pick up about 7. Going read option. Really wanted to hand it off there, but the game did not let me. I'm going to hand it off to Ballard here. Hope he can pick up the couple of yards for the first down. He does. He doesn't get a lot of carries. I would say when he does, he makes the most of them, but he really doesn't get enough to even say that. So that one's knocked down. 4 for 10 passing. Over 100 yards, though, but that interception definitely hurts. I'm going to take off with Gabriel Barkley here. Just trying to get to the sideline because I'm pretty sure his awareness is low enough that he can't slide. I'm not 100% sure on that. I also am not really sure how to slide because most of my quarterback's awareness is so low that I can't, so I never really get the opportunity to. But Gibbs is going to take a screen pass here down to the 15. We're looking to come down the field here, tie this game up. This is going to be the end of the first quarter. Really, the difference in the game has been the turnover. Hoping to not have any more turnovers. Gonna pick up 2 on the scramble there. We're gonna get the ball out to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who they aren't gonna give forward progress to. He's gonna bring up a 3rd and 1. And trying to scramble for the first down. So we're actually going to go for it here on 4th down and get it out to, I think that was Gabe Davis. He was uncovered. They were trying to rotate a guy over in coverage, and he did not get there in time. It's going to be a touchdown. (14 to 14). 14 plays, 82 yards. That's what we want to see. Hopefully we can get another stop here and extend this, or take the lead. Not extend the lead, but take the lead. They're going to hand it off. Get about 10 or 11 yards there from Dalvin Cook. Justin Fields audible on the play here. He's going to get the ball out. And a missed tackle there brings up a 2nd and inches. Cole Kmet, who seems to be one of Justin Fields' big weapons. They're going to hand it off again. We're not in a position to defend the run. It's the backup Ridley. It's another 6-yard gain. Ed Oliver had a chance at Justin Fields and couldn't quite get to him. Fields getting the ball out quickly again. That's going to be a 1st down. Really close there, but they're going to give it to him. We're going to go play action here. Throw it kind of short, only get 1 yard. I'd be okay with holding them to a field goal here. That would be good enough. Then we could take the lead with a touchdown. But they're going to get another 1st down. We've taken some bad angles today on some of these tackles we've tried to make. Really not my fault. Hasn't been the user players as much as some of the CPU players who are right there before I can switch on to anybody even. So. 2nd and 7 here. And Fields is going to get sacked by Rodriguez, who's having a pretty good season. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 15. They're going to go screen here. Get about 10 of it back. It's going to bring up a 4th and 5. And they're just going to take the field goal here, which is what we wanted. We wanted to hold them to the field goal, especially since they get the ball to start the 2nd half. Sims with another return here. Able to get out to the 28-yard line. Gabe Davis, who has 2 touchdowns today. Really playing well. Ray Clayton has been kind of quiet today. Sims not really able to do much today yet in the passing game. Gonna get it out to Amon-Ra St. Brown on a slant. He takes the slant all the way down to the 29-yard line. Gonna hurry up here. 2nd and 17. We're gonna run a draw. Only get about one. Can we get another play in here before the 2-minute warning? We can't get another play off before the 2-minute warning. And the play action crossers here. Probably looking to get this to Gabe Davis again. Overthrows him. That's a touchdown if it's an accurate pass. Gonna maybe look to Ray Clayton now. He almost makes the catch, but gets hit really hard. 4th and 9. I think we're gonna have to just take the field goal. Good timing on it. Didn't need all the power, only 45 yards, so. We have tied the game up here at 17. It's been pretty back and forth. With all our timeouts here, if we could somehow get a stop, that would let us get the ball back. But that's not the way to do it. We're going to go no huddle now. We're going to audible our defense here. We're going to sack Justin Fields. Going to bring up a 2nd and 20. We're not going to call a timeout yet. Fields going to get the ball out there. I actually fumbled it at the end, but right on the sideline, so they're going to review this. And the Bears are going to take a timeout. They're going to have a wildly inaccurate pass. Now they're going to punt. We're going to have a little bit of time and all of our timeouts here. Looks like that one's going out of bounds at the 20, actually. So maybe looking for another big slant here from Amon-Ra St. Brown. That one's no good. And maybe we can try to get the ball to Ray Clayton again. He hasn't had much of anything go his way today. But he's going to get that one way down the field. All the way to the 47-yard line. Would definitely like a touchdown here. Just don't know that we have the time. Ray Clayton open again, but that one's overthrown. He would have had a big play if the ball could have just been a little more accurate. And we still probably need a few more yards here just to get into a little bit better field goal range. Going to take it underneath to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's going to pick up some after the catch and get out of bounds. We can really do anything we want here with the 2 timeouts. Going to look to Ray Clayton again. That one's broken up. We're going to go play action here. Hopefully, if this is incomplete or he doesn't get to the end zone, we have some time left. And he's going to get down to the 1. We're going to call a timeout. And I think from the 1 yard line, we got to go for the touchdown. I think we got to go for the touchdown here. Going to get it to St. Brown. There's a flag on the play. I'm going to guess this is roughing the passer. Yeah, it is. We're going to decline it here. That's a touchdown. Able to get down the field very quickly there. Gabe Davis had another nice catch on that drive. Ray Clayton to start things out. And this is a very important game if we win this. Would pretty much get us into the playoffs. Green Bay taking on Minnesota. And Green Bay won, so they're 11-5. Minnesota dropping to 8-8. We'd really like Green Bay to lose their last game, though. Titans at 1-15. Think I know who's going to end up with the number 1 pick. Unfortunately, we have the Packers' first round pick. I thought they were going to be worse than what they are, but Chiefs at 14-1. Raiders at 10-5, still looking pretty good. And we've been really in this game by throwing the ball here. Haven't run it too much, just feeling like a game where we're going to have to score a lot in order to really keep up, so Bears going to get the ball here to start the second half. Remember, if you like the video, go ahead, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Leave a comment if you want. Bears running the ball here. Going to pick up about 3. Johnson with the tackle. We're going to drop the ball, just magically flew out of his hands there. We're going to have Mullins blitzing here. And that's a completion for Justin Fields. He's completed most of his passes today. Gonna get it out short there and break a tackle. Only gonna get 2 though. That pass was well behind the line of scrimmage, so lucky he was able to get the 2 yards he got. Justin Fields calling play action and throwing it short. Branch gonna force the receiver out of bounds. It was Brevin Jordan. It's gonna bring up a 3rd and 5. We've got all 3 of our linebackers on the field for this play. And it's going to be broken up. Fourth and 5. Bears are going to punt here. And I think Sims just needs to let this one bounce into the end zone. No reason to return that one. Amon-Ra St. Brown's been targeted a lot today. Eight targets, 4 catches. Gabriel Barkley going to go play action here. I'm going to look to throw it deep down the field. It's knocked down. Receiver had a step for a moment there, but by the time the ball was thrown, the defense had kind of closed in. That's another interception for Gabriel Barkley. Unfortunate on that one. Just not a good decision. Justin Fields is going to get sacked by Aiden Hutchinson, though. Only a loss of 3, but still a sack. They're going to go play action again here. Get it up to the 16-yard line for a 3rd and inches. They're going to go read option, and Fields is going to get the first down. Able to slide through the defense there. They're going to hand it off up the middle and get into the end zone. And with an extra point, the Bears are going to tie the game. And it's hard for the defense to do a lot there when they only have to go, 20 yards for the touchdown. Doesn't really give them a lot of room to work with, so really just can't turn the ball over anymore. We've already turned it over twice. Gonna get it out to St. Brown again on the slant. Just gonna get out to the 36-yard line, give us a little bit of room here. We're gonna launch it deep for Jahmyr Gibbs, but that's not a good throw. Gabriel Barkley's been a bit inaccurate on his deep balls today, so at least some of them anyway. Gonna hand it off to Gibbs. He's gonna get a first down. Only his 4th rush of the game. And this is the play that I keep getting intercepted on and saying I should take out of the playbook. We're gonna throw it on the short route and just pick up 4. So gonna hurry up here and hand it off to Gibbs again. He's only gonna get about 1. That's gonna bring up a 3rd and 5. Gonna scramble out here with Barkley and launch it down the field for, I believe that was Sims, and Gabriel Barkley's hurt. Gabriel Barkley is hurt. I'm gonna go for this here. Hendon Hooker gonna come into the game. He's gonna throw it out for Ray Clayton and get picked off. And Gabriel Barkley has dislocated his shoulder. That's not good. That's an injury that may have him out for multiple weeks. We're going to get a sack there with Ed Oliver. And we really need the defense to step up here with Gabriel Barkley getting injured. They've had 5 sacks today already. They're going to hand it off. Going to break a tackle, though, and get a lot of that sack yardage back and bring up 3rd and 11. If we can get a stop here and get the ball right back. I'm really not too concerned about the interception because the one that Hendon Hooker just threw. But I mean, if it would have been incomplete, it's a turnover on downs anyway. So not happy about that third down they just picked up though. Fields is going to get tackled. I keep saying I'd like to hold him to a field goal, but most of the time we haven't been holding them to a field goal. Fields going to throw it short. Going to whiff on the tackle completely. Would have had him stopped, and it's really been a big problem today is missed tackles. Going to get another first down. And now it's 1st and goal. Ed Oliver out of the zone now. They're going to go play action here. And that's a touchdown. Well, it's going to give the Bears the lead here. 7 plays, 51 yards. Hendon Hooker going to come in here now and try to bring us back. Jamar Sims going to get the ball and get us out to the 24-yard line here. I think we're going to start out going slants again here. Just get Hendon Hooker an easy completion. St. Brown hit hard, and he's hurt now. He's our best receiver. With 3 receivers on the field, that's going to bring in Barry and Sims, but Barry making a nice catch down the field. Hopefully the injury isn't serious for Amon-Ra St. Brown, but either way we'll have to deal with it. Still plenty of time left in this game. And Hendon Hooker, he was our starting quarterback for a while, so it's not like we don't have somebody inexperienced as our backup. We know what he can do. And it just came up and said what the... I'm going to get it to Ray Clayton again, but he's going to drop the ball. I think we're going to have to run here. Just try to pick up the first down. Clyner's traps onto the field now. He misses a block. The ball's fumbled. We're able to get it back. 4th and 2, they want us to go for it here. Coach says go for it. Gonna roll out Hendon Hooker here. Gonna throw it out to Ray Clayton, who makes the catch. Really nice play from Ray Clayton there. Pretty good throw from Hendon Hooker as well. Gonna get it short to Musgrave for a yard. Plenty of space up the middle for Hendon Hooker to scramble there. He gets about 9. Gonna bring up 3rd and inches here. Gonna hand it off to Gibbs again, hopefully. We get some better blocking this time. Not great blocking. A couple of players ran into each other too, so still get the first down. Luckily enough. Gonna throw it out short to Gibbs here, and He's going to take it into the end zone on the dive. And we're going to go for 2. We're actually going to go for 2 here. That's intercepted. So we don't get the 2. It's 31-30 now. So now we're going to need a stop to get the ball back and take the lead here. Even if they score a touchdown, we could tie it with a touchdown and another 2-point conversion. And Fields throwing the RPO, and receiver hit hard, ball knocked away there. So I'm going to throw it out short to, I think that was Cole Kmet again. Yeah, it was. He's got 8 catches for 71 yards. They're going to audible, so are we. They're going to look to throw here. Get another completion. They get about 6 yards. Looked like more than 6, but just the way it panned over to the other side of the field. They're going to pitch it here and somehow get the first down. It's like when you run the pitch, it almost never works. But when the CPU does it, oh yeah, works every time. Branch with the tackle. They're going to pick up 7. We rank pretty high in points allowed and by our defense, but we're not doing so well here today. We're going to get a stop there on 2nd down. If we can get a stop here on 3rd down, that would really be good. Not a lot of time left in this game here. They're going to get it complete. They're going to get the first down here. They're down to the 39 now. And Fields going to get that ball out very quickly to the running back. They're down to the 15-yard line. Really need to force a field goal here. We're going to call timeout. 2nd and 5 here with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. They're going to hand it off. I'm going to get another stop. I'm going to call another timeout. Just going to leave us with 1 timeout. Fields going to scramble after the play action and get into the end zone. Not what we wanted there. It's going to give him an 8-point lead after the extra point. Not at all what we wanted. Jamar Sims going to get us to the 19-yard line here. Now we've got to get into the end zone and get a 2-point conversion. Hendon Hooker going to throw it deep for Jahmyr Gibbs. He's going to make the catch. He's going to break a tackle and get all the way down to the 32-yard line. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. That was just the play we needed there. Going to set up a screen here. Going to get a couple of blocks. Down to the 19. Going to call a draw play here now with Gibbs. Going to pick up about 9. It's going to be another completion to Gibbs. Hendon Hooker playing well enough in this game. Ray Clayton not on the field right now. Gets it out to Gibbs again, does Hendon Hooker. Gets it down to the 1. Gonna go read option here, and that goes nowhere. Still got 1 timeout here. Gonna scramble on the play. Hendon Hooker gonna take it in himself. Got to get the 2 here. And Ray Clayton's open. Can he drag the feet? Yes, he can. And the game is tied. 38-38. They're going to have the ball. They're going to have 19 seconds. All of their timeouts. And they're going to get the ball to 25. All they need is a field goal. They've got a decent kicker in Jake Elliott, so we'll see if they try to do anything or if they just play for overtime. They're going to hand it off here. And might be a hold. It's going to be a hold. We'll take the penalty. We'll back them up to a 1st and 16. They're just going to hand it off. We can't stop the clock enough times to get the ball back, so no reason to take a timeout there. We're going to go to overtime here against the Bears. 400 passing yards today between the 2 quarterbacks for the Lions. And we won the toss. We're going to receive. All we have to do is come down and score, and we win the game. Sims is going to take the kickoff. Going to get out to the 23-yard line. That's kind of where he's been getting us today. Hasn't been able to bring one back, but I think he's still a better kick returner than Ballard was. And Gibbs is in the zone. He's going to pick up 5. Amon-Ra St. Brown's still out of the game. Not sure. I did not see what his injury was. Sims with a catch finally. Might be his first catch of the game. Pretty sure it was. It was his first catch of the game. Go slants here, but might just look to check this down to Jahmyr Gibbs. Not really anybody open. We're going to throw it out to Barry, who makes a catch. And then Hooker's been good. I mean, it's part of the reason we re-signed him. We want to have a backup that we know can get it done in the event that Gabriel Barkley goes out. And I'm pretty sure Gabriel Barkley has like F injury, so. Hendon Hooker trying to scramble there. Only just able to get the first down. Not able to get much more than that. Gonna throw it out here. It's gonna be picked off. And Hendon Hooker might have just thrown the game away. Because now all the Bears need is a field goal. We were driving. Oh man. If we lose this game, that one's gonna hurt. Justin Fields gets it out. Breaks a tackle there. They're into field goal range. They're at the 28-yard line here. They're actually going to throw the ball. Fields going to get sacked. That was about 5. If they could do that a couple more times and get out of field goal range, that'd be nice. Gonna hand it off. Gonna break a tackle. I don't know how he breaks a tackle and somehow he gains like way more speed after he's broken the tackle. You'd think he would slow down a little. Fields gonna throw here. Fields gonna scramble for a first down. Not sure what the playoff implications would be here if this game ended in a tie. But right now it doesn't look like we're going to win. Although they could just kick the field goal and the game would be over. So I don't know why they're still bothering to run plays here. As they are down to the 12-yard line. And at this point, what we need is a turnover. Probably not going to get one, but it's really what we need. It's a catch, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 1. There's now under 2 minutes left. They're going to get another first down here. All the way down to the 3. Bears still not looking to hurry up here. Finally, they call a timeout. Did they think they need a touchdown? Like, this isn't the playoffs. All they'd have to do is kick a field goal and the game's over. They're going to get the touchdown. That's going to be the game. We lose in spectacular fashion to the Bears. Justin Fields, only 6 incompletions. No interceptions. We throw 4 between the 2 quarterbacks. Dalvin Cook, 73 yards rushing. Jahmyr Gibbs didn't have very much. Fields had that nice touchdown he scrambled on. Cole Kmet burned us for a lot of yards. Ray Clayton didn't do much in this game. Was targeted several times, dropped the ball twice. Defensively, I mean, we had several tackles for loss, had a lot of sacks, but no turnovers really, so. Very disappointing game. I can't help but think if Gabriel Barkley had still been in the game, or maybe if we hadn't gone for 2 on that first attempt there and not gotten it, that maybe we would have been able to win. But and the standings aren't showing up at the bottom for some reason. There they are. Bears ahead of us in the standings. Packers are 11-5, so neither one of us going to pay. We're still in that 7 spot in the playoffs. So right now we would play the Packers. As long as we can beat Buffalo, who's 7-9 and quite a low overall compared to us. I mean, they're only an 84, we're an 89. So as long as we can beat Buffalo, we should be in the playoffs. But that's going to come down to week 18 in the next episode. I'll see you then. Have a good day.